What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Game Over Played Again podcast. I'm your host, Tom Watson, and with me is a special guest, my friend Brandon Fox. How you doing there, bud?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm great. Busy weekend.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. How was your fourth?
Well, we managed to keep all of our fingers and eyes intact. So
Yeah?
no third-degree burns. Everyone's good.
There you go. We actually didn't do a damn thing. We just kept drugging the dog and kept her comfortable, watched Independence Day, and waited for the fat lady to sing. The thing I love the best about that whole show, and it's my favorite dad joke, is when they say "fire at will," and of course Will Smith's in there and everything, and wife doesn't think that's funny. I think it's hilarious. But yeah, so far so good, and then a bunch of chores around the house. We are recording this July 5th. And this episode's not going to go live till July 16th.
Yeah, sad day for me, unfortunately.
Is it? Is it real sad?
Yeah, I'm thrilled about it. It's the big 5-0. So,
yeah?
Yeah.
You're getting old.
Yeah, and you're just one day behind
One day behind you. I'm happy to follow you on that. Any birthday plans?
Boy, I'm not sure yet.
Not sure yet?
I just got to make it there. See what the wife has in mind.
Yeah. Right on. Well, I didn't know if you're going to, are you asking for anything special? Are you going to go anywhere? Or,
No,
you got to keep it a little bit PG-13.
Yeah, we got to keep it. No, we're probably not going to do much until fall because work is crazy this time of year. So
absolutely it is. Yep. Well, do you want to get into that? Want to tell people where you work and all that? What you do for a living?
Sure. Well, my background is, obviously I'm almost 50, so I was born in the mid-70s and got my first computer when I was 8 years old. It was a Radio Shack PRS-80, giant piece of crap, and got an Atari 2600 shortly after.
Yeah.
So I've always loved computers and video games, and got the Nintendo as soon as I could. And
right.
But what I do is I recycle electronics now. So recycle all that technological stuff that people generate. So it's kind of hits on all of my talents that I have, running warehouses and driving forklifts, and also technology and passion for that. So,
and you get to break stuff.
Yeah, and I don't have to feel bad about it.
No, not at all. It's funny you say that. My first computer was my dad's Tandy 1000 SL, and I was so stoked when I got to put a half a meg of memory into that thing, or RAM into that thing. It's the best day ever for me.
I couldn't do anything with that TRS-80, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they were limited, very, very limited. They were a glorified calculator, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't realize their full potential either. I didn't know that they had a tape recorder that you could actually play stuff with on the computer, not just play music or audiobooks that came with it, but actually could play programs off of an audio cassette recorder.
That's cool.
So that was a neat little feature of that machine.
That is neat. Oh, and the 2600, man. I remember playing the hell out of that over at my friend Paul's house. We had the 5200, which was a little bit nicer, but we only had a handful of games for it.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't, those ones weren't real popular. They didn't survive real long.
Yeah, the 52, and I think they made a 7600 or something was the next in the series. Had that, and actually run off a floppy disk. More like a computer than a video game. So.
Yeah.
But I played that one. I was very jealous, actually. Really loved that. And of course, I had a cousin that had a Commodore 64. That was an amazing machine.
Yep, Natalie had one of those.
So a lot of computer history. My best friend in elementary school had a Commodore VIC-20. Just some really cool old systems.
Absolutely. But that took us into the Nintendo age. And you can see my copy of Bionic Commando up there.
Yes.
And there's also a Game Genie right next to it because, of course, I had to cheat when I played it. But you're very familiar with this game.
I put a lot of hours, and probably after the Mario series and the Final Fantasy 1, this is probably the game I put the most hours. I got to where I could get to the start, do the start to finish in about 45 minutes, all the way through the game.
That's impressive.
I mean, and you get to know the game. There's certain areas you don't even have to do if you don't want to.
Right.
But there's also areas that you have to do progress in the game.
Right. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll just dive right into that. All right, Bionic Commando came out in '88.
Yes.
Yes, we were young kids then.
Yeah.
Whopping 13.
I think I got it pretty soon after it came out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. I really liked the original Commando that Capcom made, and Bionic Commando was a kind of sequel to Commando.
Right.
Not exactly like the same game, obviously. Commando was more of a just bottom to top, keep scrolling forward and shooting straight ahead. Bionic Commando moves left, right, up, down, and then there's some other types of sequences.
Yeah, but this one has a couple spots in there where you do that
Right.
bottom to top.
Yep, and there is that, and then there's also an area in there. I'm trying to remember exactly what. There's sort of like neutral areas where.
Yeah, the neutral zone.
Yep, the neutral zone. So if you shoot your gun, they'll attack you.
Yeah,
So
I call that the fuck around and find out level. And they will attack you.
Well, they definitely do.
But the funny thing is you'll be playing, and the guy that you just shot, now there he is. He's just kind of walking around and minding his own business, and you go and you punch him, and he's gonna mess you up.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can leave him alone, and he might wave. He doesn't wave, but he could. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting.
Map, you're flying around in your helicopter, navigating from zone to zone.
Yep.
There's trucks running around on the map, and those are actually important. You actually want to run into these trucks,
right? So you can get the
and your continues.
Yeah, your continues and your upgrades. That's where those upgrades are, isn't it?
You definitely get the continues, but the upgrades I think come from collecting the bullets that the enemy soldiers drop when you.
Oh yeah, yep. No,
you level up that way, and then each zone gives you a different reward at the end. Weapon power ups, your different gear, your different radios.
Well, let's talk a little bit about before we get too far into the gameplay, let's talk a little bit about the background and the storyline of this game.
So, Commando was just essentially a kind of a Vietnam era, one super soldier taking on the entire whatever army and rescuing POWs. That was the whole theme of that game.
Right.
This one kind of picks up the hero of Commando has been captured by this enemy force, and you're trying to rescue and thwart their plans in the same at the same time.
Right, and we get to go in and we get to kill the Nazis.
Yes, kind of the dark little secret at the end of this game is they're trying to resurrect Hitler.
He looks like Hitler.
Oh, it is. So this enemy force that you're fighting against they're trying to bring him back. So they're obviously a fascist kind of a thing that's taken over,
right?
Whatever kind of world you're in.
But of course, they couldn't call them Nazis.
No,
they had to call them the bads.
Yeah, which I know there's a lot that gets lost in translation from Japanese to English, but some of it is just wow. They couldn't have hired a guy that knew.
No, they couldn't do that.
Yeah, some of these games they just go a little too far on that stuff. But the plot line is interesting. Just in that it brings those in.
It does, yeah. Well, because I don't know that they could get away with that today. Like if they remade the game, they would probably have to rebuild it from scratch. Similar storyline, but they'd have to change everything, and of course they'd have to change the characters. So it doesn't look like anyone in specific. But it's just the age we live in. Oh
yeah, I mean, but it was really cool. Who doesn't like killing Nazis?
I thought it was great. I actually struggled with this game. I played it a couple months ago because I know you wanted to do it this summer, and I don't remember very much of it from my childhood, which happens. In fact, I think this copy came from a garage sale, like I told you earlier, and I was dying. I put the Game Genie on there so I get a couple extra lives. Before I really got into the game, and it's a weird little platformer because it's the first platformer I've ever played where you don't jump.
Right, you have no jumping ability, so
everything's in that grappling hook.
Everything is your grappling hook, your bionic arm, weapons. That's all you have. But your bionic arm can be very useful, not just for moving around, but also for grabbing stuff out of the air, reaching across places to grab items that you need, so you don't have to risk yourself.
Yep.
Gets the hard to reach places when you have something that itches.
Yeah. Well, because there's a couple times where the item would be, on the other side of some spikes.
Yeah.
So instead of risking jumping, going all the way around, or risk jumping over and dying instantly, you could just do the grappling, grab it, and walk out on your way.
Yep. And there's certain levels, there's little drones flying around, or enemy soldiers in these little helicopters. You can use the arm to actually knock them lower so you can shoot them with a weapon.
Oh, cool.
So it works really well for that. So yeah, you just go jumping.
Yeah.
It's one of those weird games where you just don't jump.
It is very weird. And you touched on this a little bit, and I wanted to talk about it some more too, where you're doing that bottom to the top part. And is that from when the helicopter's flying around?
Yeah, when the helicopter encounters the trucks that are driving around,
yeah,
you have to go down and fight the enemy down on the ground.
Right.
And kind of mow through them, collect the power-ups, the continues that you need to keep going in the game. Because you are going to die multiple times. Until you get your energy levels up high enough to where you can withstand a few hits.
Yeah. And that part kind of reminded me of the old Jackal. That one, there was another one, I wrote it down on my list. Akari Warriors, where you have that bottom top look. And when I saw that, it just instantly made me think of playing Jackal, and I'm like, well, shoot, now I got to play that again.
Oh, that's a good one. I have that at home too.
You do? Well, maybe you're going to be my retro guy.
Yeah.
Anthony's so busy with everything going on that we actually have 3 podcasts in July. That's just the way the Wednesdays happen to follow land. So I thought we could knock this one out, get it done for the middle of the month, and then that gives him a little bit of time to get into some other games. But I want to do some more retro stuff too.
Oh, absolutely.
And I know he does, but we have a busy schedule ahead of us, so it is what it is. What else?
Okay, so
well, let's talk about the map a little bit, because it's not like you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, the numbers of the areas are kind of odd how they're placed. You can't tackle them in order, but you play them as you come to them for the most part. But there are certain areas you just can't do anything with until you have an item from a previous area. I think it's area 4 you can't get into without the flare gun.
Right.
So you shoot up the flare and then it lights up the area. If you try to go in there before you have that, can be dark and you're die.
Right.
So it's kind of got those RPG elements a little bit, that you have to do some stuff in a certain area, get that item, and then you can move on.
Right. Well, and you can talk to your guys and you can tap the other guys to find out that information,
right,
where those weapons need to be. So that's really cool. It took me a while to realize, because I was just like click, click, click. I don't want to read. I just want to play. And that's why I didn't get real far the first couple times I tried to play it. So then I started actually paying attention to what I was doing. I was like, oh, that's cool. No, we got to go to level 7. It's, so then you get on the map and you waddle your way over there. And
yeah, and they tell you sometimes where a weapon is going to be, or whatever that you need to know. But sometimes you're wiretapping and it's like your own guys, like, are they working for the enemy? You just don't know.
Right.
It's like, I was just talking to this guy, and now I'm wiretapping him. He's talking to the enemy.
Right.
What's going on?
Bob, he's a double agent.
But you have to visit the radio rooms in order to move on in the levels.
You do.
Too.
You have to. Absolutely. And then, you're always shooting the, for lack of a better term, the supercomputer or the communications room.
Like a power reactor.
Yeah.
You have to blow up each level to get through it, and they defend it with mass waves of troops, and usually a guy thrusting a sword at you for some reason.
Right.
Although once in a while they have like a super soldier in there that has his own bionic arm or some other kind.
Yep. Well, and there was the one with the little, it almost looks like a ship of some kind.
Right.
That was floating around. And that was kind of cool. And then there was one where I think it was on the wiretapping. They're like, yeah, just stand behind it and blow it up.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, hell yeah. I would have never thought of that.
Oh, yeah. You just got to get in behind them. And the rocket launcher, when you get the rocket launcher, it is as, what do the kids say these days? OP. 3 or 4 hits and the reactor's dead. And
that just made you sound older.
Yeah. Because I'm old, damn it.
Did them all down. Getting crotchety?
Yep.
Oh, good. That works. um, there's a one level I went through, and the water kept hitting me and it kept pushing me back, and I was getting mad and yada 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 and move on. And then there was another level that, well, I say water because it was blue, but then I go to this other one and it's pink, and it actually pushed me. Like I had to crouch down and it pushed me where I needed to be, and I was like, okay, this is all right now. But there was a couple times I was trying to move around, and that water, I just kept hitting it, and it would kind of push me back, and I wasn't enjoying that very much.
Yeah.
And then there was a spot where there was some quicksand and some bugs, and I'm like, this is bullshit. It's going from my PlayStation back to the original Nintendo. There's some creature comforts from this era that I just prefer.
Yeah, see, and I never moved on from Super Nintendo, really. I had original Xbox, but beyond that, I never really kept up with it.
Right.
So I'm very much still in tune with the old
Absolutely.
games.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just when you hop around from system to system, all the controls are just so different. And I'm actually surprised they didn't put this out on the Switch. Or maybe it's not Nintendo friendly anymore.
To say, and I was really disappointed with when they released the NES Classic that they could have put their entire library on the thing with no problem whatsoever. Well,
and people are emulating stuff on it anyway.
Yep.
But the fact that they didn't offer that, because those weren't exactly cheap, and they only came with 20 games.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah. But you're absolutely right. They could have put their entire library on there, but then would people buy them for the Switch? I mean, that's ultimately, all the extra stuff they keep coming out with to sell to us. It just costs them a little bit more, in this day and age. I know that they've been releasing, like with the new Switch 2, you can get GameCube games now. And there's that aftermarket out there, which I know you're aware of, where like GameCube games, they're $100-$200 a piece.
Oh yeah.
And now they're going to just release that same game on the Switch. You just have to have their yearly subscription. They're going to get their money.
Well, it's just like music, how many times did you buy the same album or song because, on cassette, then it was CD, and then you had downloaded it as an MP3, and you've bought that same music over. Games,
right.
It's no difference.
It is no different. Well, and then and I did all those things too, because of course, we all had iPods, and now I just use Spotify all the time. And if the music I want's not on Spotify, well, I guess I'm not listening to it. It's funny how that works. It's another monthly service that I pay for.
And I find myself when I'm trying to watch a movie, I have to figure out what streaming services.
Yep.
And then,
do
I have that one? Do I not? I'm like, I get frustrated. I just go down and raid my DVD collection and watch it there because I know I have it.
Dude, I did that today because I had the we did the Turtles episode. It was two episodes ago, and something Anthony had said. He's like, "Oh man, I got to rewatch the original, live action 1990s Ninja Turtles." And I can't find it on the streaming services unless I want to pay $12 or whatever it is. And I'm like, I have it on VHS. Damn it. I will go down and get it if I have to.
I wouldn't, no. I don't remember which one Vanilla Ice was in, but that
I think that was the second one.
Oh, that was bad. That was just bad.
Oh, maybe it was the first. Fuck, it was the first one. Yeah, because that's where they had Toka and Razor, and they gave them the pre-fight donuts or whatever the hell Mikey calls them. And yeah, so that was the first one.
Yeah, I mean,
it was good times, man. But that's what we had back then.
Like they always changed up too many things. In the movies, the cartoon.
Well, they did. Well, shit. Just have you watched any of the other revisions of the Turtles over the years?
Oh, here and there.
Here and there. Yeah, it's not our Turtles. And some of them are very, very, very cool, and some of them are like, why'd you do that? It's, I don't know.
Like, did you even watch the original thing that this is based off of?
Right.
Clearly you did not.
Oh, it's all good. It's just it is what it is. We should probably get back to Bionic Commando.
Oh yes.
What else we got here? What do we want to talk about? Talked about the map a little bit. Moving around. Um,
Yeah, you're trying to rescue your guy Super Joe because go America, right? Super Joe. That's about as
yeah. Yep. No, it's in my notes too. Super
that's about
Joe.
as typical. Like, oh, what would a Japanese person think American is going to be named?
Right.
Super Joe.
Super Joe. Well, it's just it. It's not like there's a lot to talk about on this game. It's one you just really just kind of have to play and experience. Um, it's weird. I'll come back to it. It's just kind of weird having a platformer where you're not jumping.
Everything's your arm and gravity.
Yeah. Oh, and gravity's a fickle little bitch, isn't it?
Oh, sure is.
But well, all right. Is there anything else we can talk about this game, or?
Oh, I'm sure. So you have a screen where you can definitely change around the different items. Get not just different weapons, but there's I think you can get a helmet to protect you from a bullet. Cross, I think that works 50% of the time for some reason.
Well, you're praying all the time.
Yes.
So don't let this hit me.
There's one of the better ones is you can get like a medicine vial where you can fully recharge your health before you die, which is great. There's 4 different communicators: red, yellow, orange,
kind of
green
orangish.
or something. Yeah.
Yep.
And you have to use the right one in the right area, or else you're just going to get gibberish.
Oh, okay.
So if you go into an area with the wrong communicator, try to wiretap or communicate, it just comes out as gibberish. Got to make sure you go in with the right colored communicator.
Well, I didn't say I got real good at the game.
Which can be frustrating.
I just said I played it. Well, yeah, I played it. I just didn't pick up on that. That's what that was.
So that's definitely an interesting work.
Well, I suppose it tells you all this if you actually just take the time and read the screen.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in the game, they have like these weird symbols for the different communicators, but it doesn't really translate over to the pictures of the communicators. You can't really tell which one they just kind of got to experiment, see what works and what.
Right.
What's nice is you can exit a level. Just I think you hit start and select at this. Actually, take you back out to the main.
Yeah, I don't quite remember, but yeah, you're right. There's a way. I just didn't.
So if you get stuck, you don't have to go through and lose all your lives.
Right.
To go back out, you can just hit start and select. It'll take you right out to the overhead map helicopter. Do
they have any like secret levels on this, or is it pretty much black and white?
There is a level that you can get like a secret passage from. Okay. I'm not. It doesn't really have much use.
Okay.
Through it, rescuing Super Joe is necessary, but it's really not the main plot point. Side quest, I guess you call it.
Yeah.
You can get his machine gun, which kind of sprays all over the place.
Yes, it does.
It's not super useful, but it
shoots everything though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave up on the game because I just wasn't getting as far as I needed to, and I just hadn't taken the time to completely finish it. So, but I did check out some playthroughs, so I got to see the end, and that's when I saw where the guy it's Hitler, dude.
Yep, that is Hitler. And the final shot you take in the game, you have to make this jump. There's a helicopter down below, and you have to shoot your rocket launcher through the cockpit windows of this helicopter. If you miss, then the helicopter just wastes you with a machine gun in the front. So you have to time this shot perfectly as you're falling, get through the cockpit of the helicopter to blow up the helicopter. And then
that's badass.
In a wonderful graphic sequence, Hitler's head explodes.
Oh, well, see, they didn't show that in the walkthrough.
Oh yeah, that's well worth getting to the end for.
So you're saying I have to get good at this game?
Yes. If you want to see Hitler's head explode, you got to get to the end.
Okay, well, I have no problem doing that. It's just not tonight.
Yep. Well, and predictably, Hitler, they bring him back to life, and then he, of course, immediately kills the main bad guy that's running the enemy forces because that's what they do. They always screw each other over.
Well, that's why they're called the bads.
Yep, they are the bads.
The bads.
So no gratitude whatsoever.
No,
for bringing them back to life.
Oh, geez. What else we got going on here?
I don't know. There was an arcade version.
Was there? I don't remember that.
And it was, I didn't get to play it a lot because I grew up in rural Montana and I didn't get into arcades very much as a kid. So, but there was an arcade version. It was considerably more difficult than the home version.
Well, yeah, they had to steal your quarters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that means Nintendo did that one right. But it's not an easy game. At least I don't.
Not.
I mean, you put so many hours into it. It's probably one of the games you got for your birthday or Christmas or something.
And it's it checks all the boxes for me. It's not too challenging where you want to rage quit right away. But
oh no, I did.
You did maybe, but I kept going on it. But it just keeps you coming back for more.
It does, and you have to play it with that brick controller. I tried playing it with my Advantage, and no, you really do need that old controller that just tears into your skin. And
yep, it works the best for this game.
It really does.
You can't say that for too many games. It does work better for them.
It does. Well, it's just, I used to have, it wasn't the Advantage. It was the small one, but it had the turbo buttons on it. And
the NES Max.
Yes, that's what it was. I loved the hell out of that thing. But there were certain games that, you didn't make diagonal moves. And it was just as bad as having a joystick there. So, but it was RPM Racing is one that you had to have a D-pad to play. And they brought that out on a Blizzard compilation, if you can believe that. But yeah, that you're right. That controller wasn't great for a lot of games, but this is one it was meant for.
Yeah, it does really well with this one. I loved the Advantage. The slow motion portion only worked in a few games, but the ones that did,
because it was just hitting the start button over and over again.
Yep.
Yeah, it was lame.
But that turbo, man, awesome to have.
Oh well, I liked it where you could turn it on and then you could dial how fast you wanted it. So for like Mega Man or something like that, when you're shooting out your gun, you can turn it up or down to get the right speed, and that was pretty badass. Yeah,
I broke a few controllers. I had a little bit of a temper when I was a kid. When
I
was losing a game, man.
See, you do rage quit.
Oh, yeah, there was some games that pissed me off.
Yeah, I bet.
There was a few.
Well, I got to ask, because you said that you don't play much of the new stuff. What's the last game that you played, whether it's on a console or phone? Or I know I'm going to put you on the spot here.
So, son, who's 10, has getting into a lot of the old. So we've been revisiting a lot of the old.
Oh yeah,
classic original Xbox games.
Heck yeah.
And he's big into the Mario. So we've been playing a lot of original Mario 1 and 2.
Nice. So you're raising him correctly.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, Super Mario 3. That's a badass game, dude.
Yeah. He likes the shoot 'em ups, so 43 was one. That's a game where the NES Advantage is the only way you can get to that game.
Right. Yeah, well, I know.
You need the slow motion.
Yes, you do. Because everything's just coming in at you just, so hard. There's a few of those, like R-Type, whatnot, where you're trying to get through there and you need it slowed down. And they've rebuilt that game a million times also, so all too funny. Well, I don't have anything else to talk about on this game.
It's definitely a great game. Probably my top 10.
Okay.
For that platform. And
well, let's grade it out. You said that if you had to do it, you'd be in the 90 to 99 range?
Yep.
Okay.
Just given how many times I did play it over and over.
Yeah. So for our grading scale, that's a game play again and again. That means that he loves it and he needs to play it again. So it's an A.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with an A. I'm not quite there. I do need to play it again because apparently I need to see Hitler get his head blown off. So I guess I need to come in at a game play again. So that gets me in the B range. And I'm okay with that.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, it's not going to be tonight, but it is a game I'll have to dive back into it when I get a spare moment and go from there. What else you want to talk about?
Oh,
I mean, you're talking about work. Do we want to plug replay or anything? I know that you got some stuff going online.
Boy, I wish we were ready to plug that.
Yeah.
Still not sure when that's coming.
Okay. Well, when that comes back online, we'll get some link descriptions and all that, and we'll give you a shout out because that's a place that you can get these kind of games.
Oh yeah, we have more than plenty of those types of games.
Yeah, and the consoles.
Yep, and the original consoles. So here's how this works: is kids grow up and move away, go to college, leave all their old stuff behind, and mom and dad or whatever get tired of looking at it, and they bring it to us and say, "Here,
do something."
And so we end up with all these older consoles.
Yeah, which is great. Well, you helped us out when our 360 went out. The CD drive went out, and guess what you need on a freaking Xbox 360? You need the CD drive, or is it DVD drive? Whatever the hell kind of drive it is. But you need that to play it, so you were able to help us resurrect our game. Now, in saying that, I know for a fact that I haven't got to play it since we got it back.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, there's a kid downstairs that likes to play it way more than I do, apparently.
And has the time to do it. That's the thing.
Well, he makes the time to do it. That's what it is right there.
He doesn't have one of those things that have other body parts that we like so much. That's what takes up all my time. So.
I hope he listens to this episode. I really, truly do. That would make my day. He doesn't listen. No, it's sad. But he told all of his friends to listen.
He needs to get one of those things. No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. Yes, he does.
0 out of 10, do not recommend.
Oh, I do. Oh, too funny. Well, all right then. I think we're going to sign off and go play some video games.
Fantastic.
All right. Thanks, guys.